Hello everyone, this is Adrian with another release for Avo. Today is it P Day? I don't know because we're releasing 3.14. That's awesome. We have a big list, so let's take it bottom up. Plugins, reporting and versions, hiding. Yeah, there was a bug with the plugins. Just a comment, typos, remove some types. What else? I'm trying to figure out something of more of a substance. Extract the breadcrumbs partial. So we've seen that some of you kind of want to override the breadcrumbs, and one of the things that we did to make that easier. So in order to do that, you'll have to export the panel component HTML. But now you can just export this panel breadcrumbs partial, and Avo will use that in order to display the breadcrumbs. What else? Update view component, remove unused methods, fix, log, refactor, add comment, what? Update prop initializer dependency. Yes, so we have changed literal to use prop initializer. So let's see if Google picked this up. Yep. So this is a package extracted from literal that would only help you to add props to initializers to your classes. It's similar to dry initializer, but it's just slimmed down and just what you need. So if you like it, give it a try and give it a star. What else? What else? Update Tagify, fix cache store display. So now the cache should be visible on the status page. What else? Okay, bug fixes. Undefine local variable or method resource for. Okay, is this of substance? I can't really figure this out. Oh, added a reader. So it was just from our prop initializer migration. What else? Proper card path. We updated the card paths for the dashboards. Before they had this kind of param like the dashboard dot the card name, which was definitely wrong, and now it has like a proper param. Remove type again, initializer, autocomplete component. What is this? Avo Pro. What is this? Oh, it's in the searchable associations. Okay, so probably the view wasn't in the right spot. The tags filter was not closing properly. Now they probably do. Close when they need to. Fetch all display fields on preview. Yes, another tiny bug that is fixed. Implicit authorization, default authorization. So yeah, so is this the place? Explicit? Yes, I'll talk about that in just a second. Scopes resets pagination. So whenever you use the scopes, let me see, where do we have them? Whenever you would use the scopes, if you were like on the third page or something and you click non-admins and you didn't have like 3 pages of non-admins, that would actually break, and now it just works. Where were we? Consider browser dynamic toolbar for sidebar height. Yeah, so what was happening was, if you were on Safari on iOS, and I think some Android phones have the same thing, they have, the toolbar that floats above the bottom of the phone, and that would cover up kind of like this portion, because we were using view height instead of dynamic. Now we're using dynamic height. Everything should be better on Safari iOS with this fix. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Also, you might need to hard refresh the assets if you don't see it. So that's another thing we'll probably start working on at some point. Disable non-standalone actions on custom controls. Yeah, so what was happening with this was a kind of a nasty bug. So whenever you add an action here with the show controls, what happens is, I'm going to go back. Maybe this is not the right one. The initial state of an action is actually disabled. You cannot click it. And if you select an item, because it needs items, and if you select an item, now you can click it and you can use it. Well, if we were to take this action and display it here in the show controls, we it would be enabled by default, so it wouldn't be disabled. So what we did now is, I don't have a demo for you, but the action would be disabled, and once you click a record, you select a record, then it will get enabled. So basically you have a better control. It's automatically, you know, it gives you better control on the whole experience that you give to a user. So that is a good addition. Undefined tags when editing, yeah, so I think this is, yeah, the tags field. So we're using this Tagify, is this, yeah, plugin, and I think sometimes we have issues with it, so now it's fixed. Thank you, Tom, for posting this, for pushing in this PR. Bad modal warning, yeah, this was only this was happening in the dev environment where you'd see like a bad model here. It was there just for testing, but now we just made it to be available only for tests. So if you were working on Avo locally, now that experience is better. Avoid active storage attachment uniqueness violation by attaching multiple files in a single call to attach. Yep. This is avoided now. No more problems. We're doing something new from now on. We have this, before we had only the features section where we have enhancements as well, but now we have enhancements which are not particularly features, but nice things to have. They're not actually features, they're not bugs, they're not, you know, they're kind of like refactors, but they have more value. So we thought it's better to, like, you know, push them up front. Controls placement on resource level. So yeah, this is a cool one. So what would happen is you can use you can configure where you want to see these controls at the end, so to the right, or at the start, so to the left of the row. This you could do that by a global configuration in your initializer. And what this PR does, it enables you to have this configuration on a resource level. So you might have fish with the resource controls on the right, and you can have comments which might have them on the left, for example. So thank you so much, Rock, for this PR. This is a nice addition. This is a testing thing. So the Selenium probably send keys helper wasn't working. Check email address for sidebar name. Yeah, so we have a couple of PRs ongoing. This refers to this new authentication generator from Rails for Rails 8, which is great. It comes with some degree of opinions. So basically what it would do whenever you generate the authentication scaffold, you would get an email address as the field. And what we do here is we check if that's the case, and we use that field to display the name over here by default. And we have a few others that I'm not sure they made it this time. Probably not. No, yep. We have a few other PRs which should make our life a little bit easier. And we'll talk about them when we release them. So it should kind of detect when you're using the Rails authentication scaffold and set some more things up for you. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Boolean group and checkbox improvements. Yeah, these are mostly like design things that were bothering me, and now they're fixed. Feature translate tricks field controller.js warnings. Thank you so much, Rafael. Callable name and button label. Thank you, Tiago, for your quite a few PRs. So basically now the name and button label for filters are callable, so you can use them as blocks. Cool, let's get into the features. Process search results. Wow, how did we? I thought that we made this. So yeah, let's talk about the features. Process search results. Is this? Oh, I thought when did we merge this? October 5th. Yeah, so it was a long time ago. So what happens is sometimes you want to process. What was actually the problem? Because okay, yeah. So PJ needed here to actually change the order of the resource, and like they wanted to do a few things around the full global search. And what this PR does, it enables you to do that. Where is it? By monkey patching a method. Basically, we added a method, and you can monkey patch it, and or you can set it as a module, and you can do other things to it. So basically, you get the results, you get the resource, and then you can do whatever you want to it. So it's a nice addition if you want to take more control on your end. Next up, explicit authorization. This is a cool one. So when we first made Avo, we thought, okay, what would be the happy path? Somebody creates an Avo app, and then they just do things, and then they have customers or like a team, and they want to hide things, so they add authorization. But maybe they want to restrict access to only not to create comments, and said, okay, fine. So if a resource does not have a policy attached, then just let them do anything, because they were doing anything in the past. But that was a bad design decision. So now we changed it. We have this new setting, setting in the initializer, which for new apps, it's set to true, and it's called explicit authorization. And so again, for new apps, this is set to true, but if you have an old app, you should set it to true for yourself. And what this does, it just goes through all the resources and checks all the policies. So if you don't have a policy, everything would be the equivalent of false, like no access to that freaking resource. And then if you don't have like a policy method, then it's again a false. So it's a more secure way of building apps. Like it's a more secure way of thinking it. Like you're not going to be, thinking about, oh, if I add this resource, who's going to be able to see it or whatever. No, it's going to be false by default. So you'll be able to, have to enable everything for it, like, the actions, the associations, and so on and so on. So everything you need. So it's a cool feature, which is actually called explicit authorization. Perfect. What else? Password, add reveal property. So it's actually revealable. So you can go to a field. Let me see if we have a test for that. Do we? So we have, and you can make it revealable true for a password field. So you'll get like a tiny button that will, when you click, you're going to be able to see the freaking password, which is great. Thank you, Rock, for it. Add sorting keys for key value properties. Thank you, Ender, for this. So what this does, let me see if we have a video. We should have a video somewhere around here. I think I have another one because we actually made it with drag and drop. Where is it? I think we worked on a few PRs about, okay. Let's see. So now in the key value field, you have this handle, and you can move things around. So if you want to reorder them, now they are reorderable. So that's awesome. Thank you, and therefore working with us to push this through. Add the ability to clear the file input before submission. Thank you, Enrique, for this. Yep, it's exactly what it says. Paul has a video of it. So it basically adds this clear field button. So if you already selected the file and you didn't click save, you can now clear it without refreshing the page. So thank you for that. What else? Eject controllers. Yep. So you probably are used to ejecting things like views, components. What else? JavaScript files, I think. Now you have the ability to eject controllers, and especially this was made especially for the and we actually did some more things under the hood, and now you can eject the application controller. And how this works is, where is it? I think, do we have the docs? Yep. So BeanRails generate Avo eject, you say controller can use application controller. And now if we go to application controller, Avo has a blank controller similar to resources controller, which you can eject as well. And then this inherits from our base application controller, which holds all the logic. Where is it? So it holds all the logic, but you can have full control of your application, of the application controller on your side of the app. So that's a cool thing to have. Cool. Let me just have some tea. Okay, action dynamic backdrop option. This basically says you can click the backdrop of an action. Where is it? You can set. Okay, so what happens is right now by default, when you click the backdrop, it will exit out of that modal, but you can set an option and you can make it not exitable. So only when you click the cancel button. Yeah, I know it's a freaking big feature, but thank you, Tiago, for this. We appreciate it. Action response to relay. Okay, this is a cool one. And I invite you to like watch the video because Paul has a more in-depth description of it. But what happens is, let's take for example, if we have like, if we want to update to fish here and we want to change the type, and we would. So again, I don't have the example right now, but we'd have an action and you can like write the type here and then click run. What happens right now is the whole page gets refreshed, right? And then you can see these being refreshed in real time. But what happens now with this new action? So where is it? Action. You can inside the handle method, you can use reload records. And what this will do, it will close the modal. When you click run, it will close the modal and it will refresh only these two records without reloading the whole page, right? So it's quite important if you are doing, something on a page and you have like, cards, or it's a performance thing, you can really pinpoint and say, okay, just refresh this one and just refresh this one, and that'll be all. I just want to take a moment and thank all of our contributors. So it's 14 minus 1 and minus me, whatever, 12 minus 4, maybe 10, 11 contributors that you contributed this month. We really appreciate all your help. We couldn't do this without a community effort. So what are we working on right now? One of the things that we're working to finish is the audit logging feature, which we actually talked a little bit about, and we showed a demo in our office hours video, which I encourage you guys to come and watch and see. And I also encourage you to come and join. So it's Luma, let me see, what is it? So come and join. You can, I should have access. I'll place the link on this video as well. So you can like one-click register and come to talk to us. The office hours, we talk a little bit more about the things that we're working right now. What are the challenges? Why are we building some things? Why are we not building some things? And then, you have a chance to actually talk to us. And we love that. We love when I get actual feedback from people. So if you're curious about the audit logging feature, this is the video to see. Paul does a very good demo about it. And we are very much working on finishing that. Otherwise, we are working on getting the Kanban board, which is like an add-on product. We'll figure it out. We still have it still has some rough edges. It works pretty well. We have a customer deploying it in production. They have a few hundred boards and everybody's happy about it. But we still want to build a few more things to it. It'll probably be out in beta with a reduced pricing. So if you're interested about that, get in touch with us. The Rhino field, this is another thing we are trying to put out there. You can already test it. So it's here in Avo demo. If you go and edit a post, you can actually see it in action, and it works very, very well with copy and pasting active storage. Okay, maybe you just have to drag and drop. Yep, perfect. Drag and drop. So it works nice with active storage, and it works very nice with action text. And I gotta say, Conor Roger did an amazing job with it. We really love it. And in theory, this could be very much, it could be extended quite a lot because it supports a wider range of customizations than tricks. For example, we built this color picker for the text and for the background because this wasn't in Rhino, but we built it for somebody. So Where is it? Yeah. So you can do things like that. So we are working hard to make this happen, and we want to release it as the base free field. What else? Actually, let me see in GitHub. We have been. So I have been. I built a. I have been working on this. I think it's the third PR that I make, the third time I try to build it. So the combo box field, which it's an implementation of the Hotwire combo box field, and it's pretty cool, but we still have a couple of rough edges. We opened an issue, and probably we're gonna work with Jose to make it work, but it's quite interesting. It's quite nice. So and it's quite refreshing. So the API for it is really, really cool. Let me see if I can, it's not here. Where is it? Oh, okay, perfect. So the API is actually product. It's really cool. So what you'll do is say, okay, I have a field, which is something, as a combo box, and you can say something like query. And here you have access to like all the params and the resource and a few other things. And you can say, okay, you can fetch the data from wherever you need, like an API endpoint, from the database, from a different database, from the file system, SQLite, whatever you want. You just fetch the data and you just give them to us in a Hotwire combo box approved API, which is just an array of strings or an array of hashes with display and value or something like that. And this is just great. I think right now this is the problem that we have. We can only return an array of strings. If we want to return an array of objects, we have a tiny issue on the display page, but we're working with Jose. We want to make this happen. So yeah, this is another thing that we are currently working on. What else? Yeah, Rails authentication generator out of the box. What else? Yeah, this is something that I worked, on the plane, so I didn't have internet. So let me know if you'd like to have this in Avo, so floating controls, and they would just float, and you can scroll the table. So let me know if this is something that you'd use, and we can push it through. And what else? Yeah, we have a couple of other surprises. Just join us in our next office hours, because we'll tell you all about it. I think it's way easier to explain it, face to face, and maybe you'll have some questions, and there's some conversation there. We have a few other ideas on the horizon, and would like to get your feedback. So yeah, come and register on the Luma link. Right now we have 4 going, so it'll probably be about 10-15 people. Yeah, so I just want to plug my friend's product a little bit. So you might know Lucian from Short Ruby newsletter. If you don't, come and subscribe. It's probably one of the it's the fastest growing Ruby newsletter ever. Edition 112. So every week he just gathers everything that happened on Twitter, on Ruby Social, on Blue Sky, on Threads or whatever, like Reddit and stuff, and he just puts it in a nice newsletter so you don't feel that you missed anything. So yeah, subscribe to Short Ruby newsletter. And he launched this new product, which is Good Enough Testing Workshop. He told us about it. Whenever he announces it, it just sells out like in a few days. So if you wanna be up to date and be remembered to, you want to be notified when he has a new spots available, just subscribe via email. So yeah. He's my good friend Lucian, but he's also somebody that I look up to, and whenever I have a very more biggish problem, technical or non-technical, I cannot wait to talk to him, because he's gonna have like a very well thought out answer. So that's why I encourage you to come and have this workshop with him if you want to learn more about testing and efficient and like good enough testing. So it's not like everything covered in testing, and it's just the right amount. I think that's about it for this month. It was a longish month, so it's beginning of November. We're gonna have one more release in December, beginning of December, and that's probably the last big one. or we'll see. Maybe we'll have another one, but beginning of December. So again, beginning of December, sign up for Luma, sign up for our newsletter, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, because more followers equals more reach, so a bigger community. Thank you all for your feedback and your help this month, and for talking to us on our Discord and GitHub and everywhere, and looking forward to building more stuff together. Thank you all. See ya.